Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare Hare. Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna. Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram.
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Ram Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram.
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Nam
Hare
Nam
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Nam
Ram
nam
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Hare
Nam
Krishna
Nam
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
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 Ram Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna. Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare Ram Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram Ram
Rama
Ram Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Rama,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, 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 Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasti Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Ram Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari Ram
Krishna
Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Hari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri
Krishna
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar Shri Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Hari
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Ram
Ram
Hari
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hari Hari
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hari
Ram
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 Ram Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Hari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari
Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare
Jai
Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Jai Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinoda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Hare Krishna 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 Hare Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Krishna Hare Giri Giri Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Giri Giri Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hey
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Shri
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Prabhu
Hare Ram
Nityananda
Ram
Shri
Ram
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar
Krishna
Shivasadi
Hare Hare
Gaura
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Jai
Hare
Shri
Krishna
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 Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Ram Hare
Nityananda
Ram Ram Ram
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar
Hare Hare
Srivasadi
Krishna
Gaura
Hare
Bhakta
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
जय
Krishna,
Hare
श्री
Hare,
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
चैतन्य
Ram
प्रभु
Ram, Hare
नित्यानंद
Hare,
श्री
Hare
अद्वैत
Krishna.
Hare
राधा
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
वैष्णव
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
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 Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hari
Hare
Hare
Hari Hari
Ram
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Ram Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Ram
Ram
Hari
Hare
Ram
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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari
Rama
Hare
Hari
Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram
Hare
Hari Ram Ram
Ram
Hari
Ram Ram
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hari
Ram
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 Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hari
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hari
Hare
Ram
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 Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hari Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hari
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hari Ram 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 Hari Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Gari Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram Ram Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram Ram Hare Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Ram Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Hare Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री
Hare Ram,
अद्वैत
Hare
गदाधर
Ram, Ram Ram,
श्रीवास
Hare Hare
गौर
Hare,
भक्तवृंद
Krishna Hare, Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna, Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण
Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे हरे
Ram
राम
Ram,
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare,
राम
Hare
राम
Ram, Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
हरे राम
Krishna,
हरे राम
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Hare.
हरे हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare Ram,
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे हरे
Krishna
हरे
Hare,
राम हरे
Krishna
राम राम
Krishna
राम हरे
Krishna.
हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Ram Ram,
हरे
Hare
राम हरे
Hare
राम
Hare,
राम राम
Krishna
हरे
Hare,
हरे हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram,
हरे हरे राम हरे
Hare
राम
Hare
राम राम
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
हरे हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे हरे
Krishna,
राम
Hare
राम
Hare,
राम
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare Hare Hare, Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna.
राम राम हरे हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
राम
Hare
हरे
Krishna
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
हरे हरे
Hare Hare.
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram
हरे
Ram,
राम
Hare
हरे
Hare Hare,
राम
Krishna
हरे
Hare, Krishna Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare.
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम
Ram
हरे
Ram, Hare
राम
Hare
हरे
Hare,
हरे हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare.
हरे
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे हरे
Krishna, Hare
राम
Hare.
राम हरे हरे
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
हरे
Ram Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे हरे
Krishna
हरे
Hare, Krishna
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare.
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Ram
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare Hare
राम
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
हरे
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare Hare.
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे
Hare
हरे हरे
Ram, Hare
राम
Ram,
हरे
Ram
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे हरे हरे
Krishna
राम
Krishna, Hare Hare.
हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे
Krishna Krishna, Hare
हरे
Hare, Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare Hare,
राम
Krishna
हरे
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
हरे
Hare Hare Hare,
हरे
Krishna Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna Krishna.
राम
Hare
हरे
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Ram, Ram Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare Hare
कृष्ण
Hare, Krishna Hare, Krishna
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare Hare Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare, Krishna Krishna
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare, Krishna Hare,
राम
Krishna Hare,
राम
Krishna Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Ram
हरे हरे
Ram,
राम
Hare Hare Hare,
हरे
Krishna Hare,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare
कृष्ण
Hare.
हरे हरे हरे
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare Hare Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
हरे हरे कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Ram
हरे
Ram, Hare Hare Hare,
हरे
Krishna
हरे
Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare Hare.
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
हरे हरे हरे
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare Hare,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare, Krishna Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare, Krishna Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Hare, Krishna Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna Hare, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare, Krishna Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
राम
Hare.
हरे राम हरे
Hare
हरे हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare,
राम
Krishna Hare,
हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Ram, Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare.
हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare, Krishna
हरे
Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare.
हरे हरे
Hare Ram, Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
हरे
Hare, Krishna Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Hare Hare Hare,
राम
Krishna Hare,
हरे
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram Hari
Hare
Hari.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Ram Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Krishna. Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Ram 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare
Ram Hari
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Ram Hari Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari 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 Ram
Hare
Hari Ram
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 Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Ram
Hare
Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar
Krishna Hare Krishna
Shivasati
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Jai
Krishna
Shri
Krishna
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 Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri
Hare
Advaita
Ram
Shri
Ram Ram
Gaur
Hare
Bhakti
Hare
Vrinda
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Ram Ram Hari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Ram Hari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Gari Ram Hari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hari
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Gari
Krishna,
Ram Hari Gari
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Ram,
Gari
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Gari Ram Hari Gari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari
Hare
Gari
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Gari
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Gari Gari Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Gari
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hari
Hare
Gari
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hari
Hare
Gari
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hari Gari Gari
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hari
Ram
Gari
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Gari Gari Ram Hari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari Hari Ram Hari Gari Gari Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Gari Gari
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hari
Hare
Gari
Ram,
Gari
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari Gari
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hari
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Ram Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Gari
Hare
Gari
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Hari
Ram,
Gari
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hari
Hare
Gari
Ram,
Gari
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Gari Gari
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Gari Gari
Hare
Ram Hari
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Gari
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hari
Hare
Gari
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hari
Ram
Gari
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari Gari
Krishna,
Gari Ram
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Ram Gari Gari Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Hare
Gari
Hare
Ram Gari Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Gari
Hare
Gari Ram Gari
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Gari Gari
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Gari Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Gari
Ram Ram, Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Gari
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Gari
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Gari
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Gari Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Gari Gari
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Gari
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Gari
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare Gari
Ram,
Gari
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Gari Gari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Gari Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Gari
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Krishna,
Gari
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Gari Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Gari Gari
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Gari
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Gari
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Gari
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Gari
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Gari Gari
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Gari Gari Ram Gari Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Gari Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Gari
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Gari Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Gari
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Gari
Hare
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Gari
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Gari Ram
Hare
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Gari Ram
Hare,
Gari
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Gari
Ram
Gari
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Gari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram
Hare
Gari Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Gari
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Gari
Krishna
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Gari Gari Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Gari
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Gari Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Gari Gari
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Gari
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Gari
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Gari
Krishna,
Ram Gari
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Gari
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Gari Gari
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Gari
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Gari Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Gari Gari
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Gari Gari
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Gari
Krishna
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Gari Ram 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 Hare Gari
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Gari
Krishna,
Gari Ram
Hare
Gari Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Gari
Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Gari
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Gari
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar
Krishna,
Srivasadi
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda
Hare
Shri
Hare
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta.
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll read a few verses from our daily reading and then we'll read teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. Murtim Napuru Kripaya Babara Sattvam Sanshuddham Sadasad Idam Vibhati Tatra Yallilamriga Matir Adade Anavadyam Adatum Swajana Manamsya Udaraviryaha. So, this manifestation of subtle and gross matter exists within the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of causeless mercy towards his devotees, he exhibits various forms. So, this is about Ananta, the glories of Ananta Dev. Okay. This manifestation of subtle and gross matter exists within the Supreme Personality of Godhead out of causeless mercy towards his devotees. He exhibits various forms, which are all transcendental. The Supreme Lord is most liberal and he possesses all mystic power to conquer the minds of his devotees and give pleasure to their hearts. He appears in different incarnations and manifests many pastimes. So Krishna is very liberal. Does anybody like to share what it means to be liberal? Why is he called very liberal? Means what is a what
He's
is it?
not very
Very
strict.
very strict.
Opposite.
Yeah, opposite of strict is liberal. Means he's not demanding, right? I mean, of course, he says, surrender to me, this, that, so many things, become my devotee, bow down to me. But he gives respect to the individual jiva's desires. So, respect in the sense that if the jiva wants something uh, independent of Krishna, then he says, okay, you want this, I will fulfill, I'll help you fulfill your desire. So Krishna is very, in that sense, is very liberal. Otherwise, there would be no love, right? If you, because we say love is voluntary, love cannot be forced. So there has to be a liberty. One who gives liberty is liberal, right? So Krishna is okay. You want this? He has created this huge material world, right, with so many different planets and everything, and so many different species of life to satisfy all the desires that the living entity has. So He's very liberal. He's not saying, okay, you are opposed to me, I will not give you any facility for enjoyment. Because you want to turn away from me, I will not give you anything. That's very strict. Krishna is saying, no, even you are opposed to me, I will provide you whatever you want, I will give you I'll maintain you still. So that's very liberal, right? Even maintain somebody who's opposed to you, right? We are all opposed in this material world. Everybody is kind of have forgotten Krishna and our relationship with Krishna. So he's still providing. Like in the jail also, the government provides the food and everything for the people in the jail. So here also, we are in this jail of material existence. And Krishna has provided sunlight, he has provided water, he has provided moonlight, everything, air. So he allows the jiva to execute his desires. Krishna says, Yatha ichchasi tatha kuru. I have told you everything. Now you do what you like. Yatha ichchasi. As you desire, you act. So you deliberate on what I have said. If you like it, you accept it. If you don't like it, you act as you like. Of course, he never gives up on us. He's always desiring that we turn to him. But still, the material world will always go on, right? It will never, there is no time. Vasudev Dutt, he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please give me all the sins and all the amalgamated sins of all the living entities and let them be delivered. And let there be nobody in this material world except me. He's such compassion. Prahlad Maharaj is an incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj. He has such compassion that let everybody be delivered, liberated, and let them all be happy and go back to Godhead. But I will suffer for their sins. So, but Mahaprabhu said, no, it's not possible. Because this is only one universe and something, he said, these are many, many universes, and if some living entities go, then some will come here again, like that. So, this material world will always go on, and Krishna will maintain this material world also. Of course, he wants to rectify all the jivas. So, Supreme Lord is most liberal. He is very open-minded. Okay, you have this desire. Okay, this is how you can enjoy. And he possesses all mystic power. Everything is magic, right? Mysticism. Everything is mystical in this world, right? The whole huge creation to the tiny cell is very mystical, how it is designed. We are designing artificial intelligence and so many things. Yes, but Krishna has created so many mystical things. And he has all the mystic power. So, he's Yogeshwar. He can do anything. Like we have some yogis who can read people's minds, right? We were seeing about this lady, Suhani Shah, right? How can she read people's minds, what you are thinking? But Krishna is reading that all the time for all the living entities since time immemorial, because he's situated right in the heart and he knows Vedaham samatitani, Vartmanani cha Arjuna, Bhavishyani cha Bhutani. Krishna knows everybody's mind and everything, what is going on and everything. So, like in the Bhagavad Gita, he says one should meditate upon Krishna as one who knows everything. Right? So, to conquer the minds of his devotees and give pleasure to their hearts, he appears in different incarnations. So, the Lord is subservient to his devotees. We were hearing yesterday. Krishna says, I get my power in the Jaya and Vijay pastime. Right? He says, I am getting my power because I am serving my devotees. Right? He said like that. Which verse can we pull up that verse? It's, I think, third chapter.
Third canto.
Third canto, 19th chapter, I think he was saying yesterday. I don't remember the verse number.
Was it Uddhav said that verse?
Huh?
Was he saying Uddhav said that verse?
Was it Uddhav? Maybe yeah. The Supreme Lord derives his power because he says, I serve my devotees, which is interesting. Maybe not third chapter, 99, I didn't see it. Anyway, we can see in the class. So he's getting his power. Of course, he's independent, but maybe he says like that to give credit to his devotees. Because all the power comes from Krishna only, right? Krishna is saying that Mama Tejoan Shashambhavam, everything comes from me. But he likes to think that he is dependent on his devotees. So, yeah. So he likes to give credit to his devotees, basically. And yeah. Okay. So wherever it is, I think we have to hear that if it was recorded. Let's see. I'll pull it up 1 minute. The recording and see what the verse is actually. Please bear with me 1 minute.
So you'll say about 70 dramas. What happens in this transformation? For most of us here, us who are almost half the human civilization was there. Almost. All we are excited. Hare Krishna. Was like a head, like a serpent type of visitor. Transformative effect on our. Correct. So, in fact, Prabhupada's definition is very, very pertinent. Very nice definition. Wherever people, bhavik, then all, Godhead. Everyone. My lotus feet have become so sacred that they can become, that they immediately wipe out 16th verse, text number 9, that even if you can make the oceans into ink, eh, and all the trees convert into paper and write, still you cannot reach the end of Krishna's glories. That's how great Krishna is. Now, when Krishna, let's take a reference from a beautiful sloka from the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is third canto, 16th verse, text number 9. That you have those who are read the Bhagavatam, remember. This is
Okay, it is 369, he's saying. Yeah, it's the Jai Vijay pastime. I am the master. Okay, 369 doesn't say that, but I am the master of my unobstructed internal energy, and the water of the Ganges is the remnant left after my feet are washed. The water sanctifies the three worlds. Whereas if I take the dust of feet of Vaishnava on my head, okay. So I think it's in this chapter. Just 1 minute.
even if you can make the oceans into ink, eh, and all the trees convert into paper and write, still you cannot reach the end of Krishna's glories. That's how great Krishna is. Now, when Krishna, let's take a
Yeah,
reference
it's
from a beautiful sloka from the Srimad
316.7.
Bhagavatam. This is third canto, 16th verse, text number 9. That you have those who are read the Bhagavatam will remember. This is from the chapter of the four Kumaras getting cursed.
Yeah,
Now,
316.7. Thank you. Yeah. So Krishna is saying, the Lord continued, Because I am the servitor of my devotees, my lotus feet have become so sacred that they immediately wipe out all sin, and I acquired such a disposition that the goddess of fortune does not leave me, even though I have no attachment for her, while others praise her beauty and observe sacred vows to secure from her even a slight favor. So he says, I am the servitor of my devotees, so my lotus feet have become so sacred, and I have the power to wipe out all sin. The relationship between the Lord and his devotee is transcendently beautiful. As the devotee thinks that it is due to being a devotee of the Lord that he is elevated in all good qualities, so the Lord also thinks that it is because of his devotion to the servitor that all his transcendental glories have increased. So Krishna has become like so powerful to wipe out everybody's sin because he serves his devotees. In other words, as the devotee is always anxious to render service to the Lord, so the Lord is ever anxious to render service to the devotee. Yeah, Krishna is very eager. As ye atha mam prapadyante tansteva bhajami ham. Krishna says, as you surrender to me, I reciprocate also accordingly. So as you surrender to Krishna, Krishna also surrenders to you. In the sense that for the pure devotee, Krishna becomes his property. So he surrendered, right? I mean, who can be the property unless like so Krishna is surrendering to his devotee. And many times Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, right, he can sell me in the market. Advaita Acharya, he can sell me in the market. I'm his property. Vasudev Dutt or like that. He's saying I'm his property. So he is surrendered. You can do whatever you like with me. Just as the devotee says, you can do whatever you like with me. Aslishya Vapada. The Lord also says, you can do whatever you like with me. I am also. So this is the reciprocal relationship between the Lord and his devotee. That is one thing, but Krishna saying that, all my power to wipe out sin has come from because I am serving my devotees. Amazing, right? In other verses, the devotee is always anxious to render service to the Lord, so the Lord is ever anxious to render service to the devotee. The Lord admits herein that although he certainly has the quality of that anyone, like Krishna says, as my devotees, I don't know anybody but my devotees, and my devotees know nobody but me. What is that verse? In the Sadhavo.
साधु हृदयं मह्यं साधूनां हृदयं त्वं मदन्यते न जानाति नाम तेभ्यो मनमपि.
So Krishna is saying also, I also don't know anybody. They don't know me, so I also don't know anybody but my devotees. So like that. Ultimately, it's a love story between Krishna and his devotees. So the spiritual world is nothing but it's a loving relationship between Krishna and his devotees. The Lord admits herein that although he certainly has the quality that anyone who receives a slight particle of the dust of his lotus feet becomes at once a great personality, this greatness is due to his affection for his devotee. It is because of this affection that the goddess of fortune does not leave him. Although Krishna says, even though I have no attachment for her, here he says, in the material world, so it is because of this affection that goddess of fortune does not leave him. So of course Lakshmi is also a devotee, and that not only one, but many thousands of goddesses of fortune engage in his service. Chinta Mani Prakarasat Masukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vruteshu Surabhi Ravi Bhalentam. Then Lakshmi
लक्ष्मी सहस्रशत संभ्रम सिंह
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham. In the material world, simply to get a little favor from the goddess of fortune, people observe many rigid regulations of austerity and penance. Yeah, to get money, how much we have to do austerity, right? Morning till night for so many years, you have to go to school ultimately and then pass so many exams and so much austerity at job to deal with all the politics and everything. So much traffic, commuting in the traffic, all because to so much austerity and penance to get money, to get a little favor from the goddess of fortune, or to get a high position, all these things, Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shrivi. So you have to do a lot of hard work. People observe many rigid regulations of austerity and penance. The Lord cannot tolerate any inconvenience on the part of the devotee. He is therefore famous as Bhakta Vatsal. So the pure devotees are very dear to the Lord, and He cannot tolerate anybody giving trouble to the pure devotees. So that we have seen, right, in so many pastimes. Okay, so
I pasted another verse which is similar from the 11th canto.
let's see that verse. Okay. With the dust of my devotees' lotus feet, I desire to purify the material worlds which are situated within me. Thus, I always follow the footsteps of my pure devotees, who are free from all personal desire, wrapped in thought of my pastimes, peaceful, without any feelings of enmity, and of equal disposition everywhere. Just as devotees follow the footsteps of Lord Krishna, similar Lord Krishna, being a devotee of his devotees, follows the footsteps of his devotees. A pure servitor of the Lord is always meditating on the pastimes of the Lord and considering how to assist the Lord in his mission. Like in Sakshi Gopal, right? The Lord was following, who was that Brahmana, that young Brahmana, his name is not given, uh, who was going and following him as a to become a witness, like that. So Krishna is following the footsteps of his pure devotees. And who are such pure devotees? What are the qualities of the pure devotee? They are free from all personal desire, means no material desires for sense gratification, wrapped in no other desire than to serve Krishna. So such devotees, Krishna, wrapped in thought of my pastimes, peaceful. Yesterday we were talking about peaceful. Snigdha, right? Snigdha and Snigdha, Arya, Sadhu, and what was the other quality of
Pandita.
Pandita and Nutan. Also, he was mentioning Nutan, new. So,
No. So that, I think what I've heard is Mahaprabhu didn't want to be partial to his current devotees. So if he accepts one devotee and say, you come along, and the other devotees may feel bad. So just a new devotee, just not being partial to any other devotee. That's how. Not he that, I mean, what does it mean to Nutan?
I think Balabhadra Bhattacharya he must have been devotee before also. It's not like first day is coming and is accompanying Mahaprabhu. He must have been a devotee. But sometimes they say also, right, that you should join Krishna consciousness movement every day, as if like you are a new devotee. So you have no, like when you come first time to Krishna consciousness, then what is like don't you think everybody is perfect and everything is nice. You don't have any grudges. There is no gossiping, nothing, because you think like, yeah, this is new and it's like very exciting. So you familiarity. What is that? Familiarity.
Breeds.
It's contact. And then you associate with devotees and you think, oh, this person has this and this person has this. So basically, what we have to do is to have Krishna in our heart through the ear holes. They say the ear is the door and heart is the room. So if you want to bring Krishna in your heart, you have to, there's a verse like that. Pravishta Karna Randrena, Pravishta Karna Randrena, Swanam, Swanam Bhava Sarvaruham, uh,
धुनोति
Dhunoti Samalam Krishna.
शीलस्य
Salasya.
सलिलस्य यथाश्रत्.
So the ear is the door and heart is the room, so, in which Krishna is going to reside. So you have to, through your ear, you have to bring Krishna into your heart and then close the door. Then close the door means you have to stop hearing any gossip and any all the criticisms and all these things and Gramya Katha and all these things. Then Krishna stays in the heart. So we have to close the ear, close the door, so then Krishna will stay. And Krishna will go inside the heart and he will clean the heart. Dhunoti means cleaning. So Krishna will clean the heart. How does it go? Dhunoti Shamalam.
शमलं कृष्णम्.
Krishna. Mala, all the dirt. So Krishna likes to live in a nice place, in a clean place, where there is, like we like to live in a clean, we don't like to live in a dirty room. So, but then if you bring Krishna in your heart, then he will only clean the room in which he has to live. Of course, he's there already. It's not like even in anybody's heart, Krishna is there. But his presence will be manifest as we clean our heart. So, Pravishta Karna Randrina. Anyway, so that's.
Yeah, before this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I shall not take any of my associates with me, because if I choose someone, all the others will be unhappy. So such a person must be a new man, and he must have a peaceful mind. So that's how, the context is like this.
Oh, okay. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I want a new man. But yeah,
Yeah,
so then there'll be partiality, right? Because if he chooses somebody over somebody else, so he brings somebody completely. New man means, yeah, he's not, I don't know, he's not one of the close
close
associates
associates.
of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, like sometimes in the company, they'll bring a new CEO, right? Completely somebody from outside, so that there is no like, because in the company, everybody will think, okay, they didn't make me the CEO, they didn't make me the CEO, I was qualified. So they bring somebody from outside. So, of course, that person also has to be qualified. But yeah, to just so that nobody feels bad. So, okay. So, so there's a nice verse. With dust of my devotees' lotus feet, I desire to purify the material worlds which are situated within me. Thus, I always follow the footsteps of my pure devotees, which are free from all personal desire, wrapped in thought of my pastimes, peaceful, without any feelings of enmity. Like all these qualities, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, Maitra Karuna Evacha, all these qualities. These are 5 qualities, but Krishna describes so many qualities. He says, such a devotee is very dear to me, such a devotee is very dear to me, in the 12th chapter. And throughout Bhagavad Gita, he says, such a devotee is very dear to me. So, without any feelings of enmity, that also comes in the 12th chapter somewhere. Samashatru cha mitre, tatha mana apmanayo, and of equal disposition everywhere. Such a devotee is very dear to me. Okay, so Krishna likes to serve his pure devotees. That's why Krishna says, those who are my devotees are not my devotees. Those who are devotees of my devotees, they are my devotees. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayor. Dasa, Dasa, Anudas. Okay, so here, to conquer the minds of devotees and give pleasure to their hearts, he appears in different incarnations and manifests many paths. He also wants to like become dear to his devotees. Krishna does all kinds of things so that he becomes very dear to his devotees. So he's trying to become dear to everybody, every jiva. Just like we have the story of the Gundas, right? The hero is trying to impress the heroine. So Krishna is also trying to, in different ways, he conducts his pastimes, he comes and he advertises his pastimes, and so that the idea is that we may become attracted. Somehow he's canvassing like that because he wants our love. He's hankering for our love. He's crying in the spiritual world. Gaur Swami says, Krishna is crying for us. So he's trying to figure out how to make this jiva attracted to me again. Like in this material world also, we try to attract so many people, we try to impress. It's a perverted form, but there Krishna is trying to attract us back to him. In the Gopinath song, it says, right, जीवेरा कारणे अशिया प्रपंचे लीला कोयले शबिस्तारा gopina. For the purpose of Jivera Karan, he is expanding his Leela and doing so many pastimes, Ramayana and so many things he's doing, so that we can become absorbed. So we can Leela Koile Shavistar. Vistar means expanding. So this is his mercy on us. Yeah, here it is. Gopinath, tumi kripa parabara, jivera karane, ashiya prapanche, lila koile shavistara. Gopinath. O Gopinath, you are the ocean of mercy. Having come into this phenomenal world, you expand your divine pastimes for the sake of the fallen souls. And also to give an opportunity, to all the, like we say, Ramchandra gave the opportunity to all the Vanaras to engage in his service, right? To become purified by engaging in. Otherwise, he could have done it himself. He doesn't need the help of anybody. Krishna doesn't need anybody's help, but he engages all the, as if he is helpless, right? He's helpless. He acts as if he's helpless, so that others can, and he wants to give credit to his devotees also. Where Krishna fails, his devotees succeed. Like Yudhishthir Maharaj, right? He's succeeding. Bhishma Devi is succeeding in convincing Yudhishthir Maharaj, whereas Krishna fails to convince Yudhishthir Maharaj after the battle of Kurukshetra. But Bhishma is Bhishma Stuti, right? The whole, then Yudhishthir is pacified. So at the cost of his own failure, Ranchod also, he wants to please his devotees. He wants to glorify his devotees. So, at the cost of
So
his
Krishna
reputation, yeah.
Kaunteya Pratijani Nama Bhakta Pranashati. Declare it boldly, O Arjuna. So my devotees' words will never fail. My words may fail, but my devotees' words will not fail.
Right. Yeah, Bhishma made the vow that, Arjun will die or Krishna will have to break his promise. And Krishna broke his promise. He picked up a chariot wheel. So, to make Bhishma's words come true and to protect Arjuna also. So that is the affection the Lord has for his devotees. Of course, everybody is a devotee. In one sense, everybody is a devotee, right? Jiva, all jivas are having love of Krishna in their heart. So We are all devotees of Krishna, devotees of God. Only thing is that we have been covered over. That's all. So the pure devotee means he has uncovered that love. He has uncovered that love. And others can also uncover that love if they follow the path to uncover that. And that is the main way, is to hear about Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoy Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karayo. Ye Prayasho Ajito Jito Api Asita Istrilokyam. This Sthane Sthita Shruti Katam Tanuvan. Just hear about Krishna, then it will conquer Krishna, who is unconquerable. So it is a very nice way. Krishna is given to conquer him. So Krishna loves that, to be conquered over by his devotees. Srila Jiva Goswami has translated this verse as follows. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all causes. It is by his will that gross and subtle ingredients interact. So our body is made up of gross and subtle ingredients. The mind is subtle matter. And then we have the gross matter, the bones and the muscle and all these things. It's gross matter, and then there is the subtle matter. So liberation means to become free from the grip of this subtle matter, ultimately. The gross and the subtle matter. So gross, so anyway you become free when you die. But the subtle, we are under the grip of the subtle matter, grip of the mind. So so spiritual life means to become free from this subtle matter also. So to become free from the grip of the mind, you have to ignore the mind. You should not think this mind, what it's saying is my, actually it's my mind, it's not me. Especially when it is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. So in this way you can ignore the mind, and then you can become free from the grip of the mind. So that is the goal of life, to become free from this gross and subtle matter, and as spirit soul be attracted to Krishna. He appears in various incarnations just to please the hearts of his pure devotees. So whichever way devotees want to interact with him, he appears like that also. For example, the Supreme Lord appeared in the transcendental incarnation of Lord Varaha just to please his devotees by lifting the planet Earth from the Garbhodak ocean. And because bore means he will dig with his mouth and in the mud like that. So he took the form of Lord Varaha. Here it is like a function. He had to rescue the earth, which had fallen into the ocean, Garbhodak ocean. So he took the form of, he could have done with a form of a human being also. With 2 hands he could have lifted it up. But it's appropriate, the boar is like. And then other ways he likes to be, whatever way the devotees want to see him, he appears like that. So is there any instance where the devotees want to see him in a certain way and the Lord appears in that way?
When he enters the Chanur and Mushtik, the Kansa's assembly, everybody's
is reciprocating with every devotee, the way they want to see him. But he's only one person, but does he change his form, like I was saying that? Does he?
Yeah, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think he appeared as Lord Ram for Murari Gupta, and he appeared in Narsingha form for Srivas Thakur. Once he was afraid, attacked by Muslims, so he appeared as Narsingha Dev, that, why are you being fearful?
Yeah. And is there any other incarnation where the Lord says, I want to see you in this form? So the Lord took that form. Of course, this is Narsingha Dev's form, is eternal, right? So it's there already. Yeah, he
Devaki said when he appeared in his 400 form that I want to see you in your 200. Arjuna also. Arjuna says, I want to see your universal form. So he appeared. And then he says, I am very fearful. Now I want to see your two-handed form.
Yeah, so whatever form. Okay. So the next verse we'll read. Okay, what's the time? 8:24. How many verses are there? We'll finish this chapter. Right? Yannamashrutam anukirtayedakasmad arto vayadi patita pralambhanadva hatyam ha sapadi nrinam ashesha anyam kam seshad bhagavata ashrayen mumukshuhu. Even if he be distressed or degraded, any person who chants the holy name of the Lord, so we are distressed or we are degraded, fallen, any person who chants the holy name of the Lord, having heard it from a bona fide spiritual master, is immediately purified. Even if he chants the Lord's name jokingly or by chance, he and anyone who hears him are freed from all sins. So one who chants and one who hears, both are freed from all sins. Therefore, how can anyone seeking disentanglement from the material clutches avoid chanting the name of Lord Sesha? Of whom else should one take shelter? It's like Kamva Dayalu Sharanam Rajema. Who else should one take shelter except Lord Sesha, that whose chanting of whose name makes one purified immediately. So and free from all sins. So if we want to get free from this material entanglement, then we have to chant the holy name. There is no other way, especially in this Kali Yuga. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam. If you want to get out of this, that's why at least 16 rounds, and that's the minimum, right? So we have to chant the holy name. And the more we chant with attention and quality and concentration, when we allow the sound of the holy name, which is Krishna, to touch our consciousness, then the consciousness gets transformed. So, to allow that, the sound to touch the consciousness, you have to be very attentive and chant with great respect, as Rupa Goswami says, respect and like love. Ultimately, everything we do is ultimately to bring our mind to Krishna. And so, whatever service we are doing, yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayet, and smartavya satatam Vishnu. So, is to bring the mind to Krishna ultimately. So, we have to chant the holy name very attentively and remember this Krishna. His name is non-different. Prabhupada writes in one purport in Chaitanya Charitamrita that one who chants with this understanding that the Lord is non-different from his name is going to become a pure devotee. Even though he may be now in the neophyte stage. So this is also the words of the pure devotee, right? Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee. So if we believe in his words, Krishna will make it come true. Whatever a pure devotee says, the Lord makes sure it comes true. So every sentence Prabhupada is writing in this Bhagavatam is the words of a pure devotee. Or you can say Krishna's words, which Prabhupada says, it's Krishna who comes and personally dictates to me what to write, like that also. So whichever way you take it, whether it's Srila Prabhupada's words, the pure devotee, or you say Krishna's own words. So then if Krishna is saying, then Krishna has to honor his word, right? So if we chant with this understanding that the holy name is non-different from Krishna, then we are going to become, then we'll pay attention, right? Here is Krishna. And then we'll be very attentive. And of course, chanting also has to be done with bhakti. Everything we do, ultimately, it is not a task that we have to be done with and finish it. No, each mantra should be saturated with love. We chant like that. Of course, we may not have love like me, but whatever love of our heart we can muster and gather, with that love we should chant and say, Krishna, this is all I have. But I'm chanting, I'm trying to chant your names with devotion. So that's what Krishna is ultimately looking. So every mantra is an offering to the Lord, a devotional offering to the Lord. Of course, the mantra itself is Krishna. So Radharani and Krishna, of whom else should one take shelter? So this holy name is purifying everything. It will purify. It can remove all our anarthas. It blasts all the anarthas. If we take to this chanting of the holy name very seriously, then all anarthas will go away from the heart by chanting the holy name and will become pure devotee. The holy name is self-sufficient. You don't need anything else. And okay, so that's what this verse is saying, kind of that the power of the holy name. So, if we want to get disentangled from this material clutches. We want to close our chapter in this material existence. We don't want to open newer and newer fronts by entangling ourselves in this material world. So every time we do an activity, it will either entangle us or liberate us. Right? If we do it uh, for the pleasure of Krishna, that activity is liberating. And any other activity you do otherwise is going to entangle you in this material world. We don't want to get entangled in this material world. We want to get liberated. So, only do those activities that are favorable, that are pleasing to Krishna. And chanting is certainly one of them. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam. Okay. So consistently, yesterday also he was talking about consistently. Consistency is what Krishna is looking for. So consistently we have to chant the holy name. Every day or regularly or constantly or something like that. As soon as there is time, we should chant the holy name. Prabhupada told Jayapadaka Maharaj, that save time and chant Hare Krishna. Because this is where our advancement comes from. And of course, we have to engage in service to the Lord. But that service also is devotional. This is also devotional service chanting, and that is also devotional. So everything is devotional service. And this is devotional service is what is going to purify our heart. And all the good qualities will manifest only when we engage in devotional service. Otherwise, the good qualities, of course, we have to endeavor to develop the good qualities. But Prabhupada says in the 12th chapter, right, he writes that there is repetition, Krishna is describing, but repetition is necessary. But when one engages in devotional service to the Lord through the nine process, wanting to purify his heart, then all the good qualities will manifest automatically. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagvatya kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate sura. As we become pure devotee, then all the good qualities will come. Okay, so, and of the 26 qualities of a Vaishnava, the most important quality, what is that? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says.
Krishna Ikasharanam.
Krishna Ekasharanam. So to take shelter of Krishna. Because that from that quality, all other qualities will come. So of course we say devotee is kind, is this, is that, so many things. But from this quality, Krishna Ekasharanam, take shelter of Krishna. And we take shelter of Krishna in this age through the holy name. So we chant the holy name, but there is a quality to chanting. And if we chant nicely the holy name, then more our heart will transform and we pray to Krishna like that. Okay, so the next verse. Anything else on this? Okay, there is no purport. Okay. Murdhanyarpitam anuvat sahasra murdhno bhugolam sagiri sarit samudra satvam anantyad animita vikramasya bhumnah koviryani adhi pranayet sahasra jivaha. Because the Lord is unlimited, no one can estimate his power. This entire universe, filled with its many great mountains, rivers, ocean, trees, and living entities, is resting just like an atom on one of his many thousands of hoods. Is there anyone, even with thousands of tongues, who can describe his glories? So, big universe is just sitting like an atom on the hood of Ananta. Yeah. So, did you say? Okay. So we'll finish this chapter. There is no end. Evam prabhavo bhagavan ananto duranta viryoru gunanu bhavaha mule rasaya sthiti atmatantro yo lilaya shamam sthitaye bivarti. There is no end to the great and glorious qualities of that powerful Lord Anantadev. Indeed, his prowess is unlimited. Though self-sufficient, he himself is the support of everything. He resides beneath the lower planetary systems and easily sustains the entire universe. So he doesn't have to work very hard. Then, my dear king, as I heard it from my spiritual master, so Shukdev Goswami is saying, I have fully described to you the creation of this material world according to the fruitive activities and desires of the conditioned souls. Those who conditioned souls who are full of material desires achieve various situations in different planetary systems, and in this way they live within this material creation. So, different planetary systems he has described as subterranean heavenly planets. So, sthanam. Sthanam means we have 10 subjects in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Atra Sarga Visarga. Sthanam Poshanam Uttaya. So, sthanam means the situation of the living entities in different planetary positions. So, he says, I have described this in different planetary systems. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says this is like a banyan tree whose roots are upwards and the branches are downwards, and we are like on different branches on this banyan tree, where lower branch means lower planets, upper branches means upper planets, and we are hopping from one branch to another in this banyan tree, which is so complex, and we don't know where it all starts and where it ends. Krishna says in the 15th chapter, Purushottam Yoga, he says, yes, nobody can say where it starts, where it ends. And Prabhupada, I think, is referring to that only in this purport. So we are where from with so many lifetimes, we have rotated so many times in 8,400,000 species of life. And how we ended up here now. We cannot figure out how it all started. In this regard, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Anadi karama phale podi bhavar nava jale. Padi means to fall. Anadi karama phale. So, since time immemorial, I have been doing in this material world. I am doing many. Anadi karama phale. How many karmas I have done. Padi bhavar nava jale. Arnava means ocean, and bhavar nava means this material ocean. Jale, and I am burning in this. Tari bare na dekhi upay. I don't see any remedy, upay, or any means to get out of this. My Lord, I do not know when I commence my material life, but I can certainly experience that I have fallen in the deep ocean of nations. Is jale, is it burning or is it the water? Padi bhavar nava jale. Maybe it's the jalna we say in Hindi means too. But I don't know if this jale is.
It says have fallen in the deep ocean.
But in the translation, maybe let me pull up the KK songs. I think, yeah. So it looks like it's water, I think. Anadi karma phale. There is a KK songs here. There is no. Okay. I have fallen into this ocean of hazards of my sexual activities, which are without beginning, and she no means. Day and night, my heart.
Heart burns. Yeah.
That is separate also. Divanishi hiya jwale, jwale, jwala, jwala. That is, I think, the second. But this jale, jwala means the flames, right? My heart is burning from that maybe heart burns. So maybe that jale is different
Mm-hmm.
from the water.
And Bhava means the ocean, right? Bhavarnava Jale.
Arnava is ocean. Bhava means to become. So we are becoming many things in this ocean. We are sometimes becoming a cat, sometimes we are becoming a dog. So uh, this ocean in which we are burning, there is a nice verse, right? Soshanam Nrinam. What is that verse? That the ocean dries up, right? This one, the 12th canto, 12:50. That other verse also, that, yeah,
Ashita Yapanapulu.
yeah, this one. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam tadevam sashvan manaso mahotsavam tadeva shokarnava soshanam nidam yaduttama shloka yasho anugiyate. So this is saying tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. Those words describing the glories of all famous personality of Godhead are attractive, relishable, and ever fresh. Ruchiram and Navam Navam, they are very fresh. And Ramyam, very, very pleasing, attractive. Ramyam. Tad eva Sashwan Manaso Mahotsavam. So they are a Manaso Mahotsava, they are a great festival for the mind. Indeed, such words are a perpetual festival for the mind. So Krishna Katha and Hare Krishna mantra, Kirtan is a perpetual festival for the mind. We may not feel like that, but those who become pure, then they can perceive this. Those words describing the glories of the all famous personality of Godhead are attractive, relishable, and ever fresh. Indeed, such words are a perpetual festival for the mind, and they dry up the ocean of misery. So, Shokarnava Soshanam. Soshan means to suck, to dry up, right? Is to, like, yeah. So, Shokarnava. Shoka means the lamentation, sorrow, misery, and Arnava is the ocean. So, if we hear about Krishna, then it will give lot of bliss. So many verses. This is one of those verses, right? Aho aho birna kaler viduyate sudha sudara madhuram pade. Then madhuram pade pade.
Dini Dini Chandan Chandrashekalam Yasho Yashoda Tanayasya Giyate. There's another verse which says that if you see the beautiful smile of Krishna, then that dries up the ocean of tears caused by intense grief.
So, yeah, so hearing about Krishna, Madashraya Katha Mrishta Shinvanti Kathayanti Tapanti Vividastapa Naitan Mad Katha Cheksa. So, like that, there are many verses which talk about this Hari Katha. So, wherever there is Hari Katha going on, discussing of the topics, that is where that's a holy place. Yesterday he was saying, right? Which is a holy place where devotees are discussing about Hari. That's a holy place.
That's why Krishna says, Naham tisthami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu mad gayanti mad bhakta tatra tisthami narada. I am present where my devotees are chanting my name, talking about me.
Talking about me, and there is no ulterior motive. It's just to purify the heart and to develop attraction for Krishna. If we are doing with that intention, then Krishna comes. So, Tadeva Shokarnava Soshanam Rinam. Yeah, Uttama Shloka Yashoya. Okay. So it dries up the ocean. Okay, my Lord, I do not know when I commence my material life, but I can certainly experience that I have fallen in the deep ocean of nations. So we may not feel because we are diseased. So we are not, it is not Manaso Mahotsavam. It's not like a festival for the mind, like, because we are not completely pure in heart. So we relish some time and then we want to do something else. But one who finds pleasure in this Hari Katha and Hari Nam, they can do all the time because there for them it is never tiring. Like Shukdev Goswami speaking and speaking, and Parikshit Maharaj is hearing and hearing. So it can go on and on for eternity because it gives newer and newer taste also. That's also. So devotional service is eternal, like constantly. So that's one of the advancement of spiritual life means you get taste for hearing, chanting about Krishna, which is ultimately the essence of all advice. As Rupa Goswami says, this is the essence of all advice. Tannaman charitadi sukirtanano smrityurpena rasanatmasa tishtan vrajeta danuragi janani So to always remember Krishna and of course do all the services. Also we have to preach. Prabhupada wanted us to just not relish ourselves, but we want to share this joy with others. That's why Prabhupada left Vrindavan and came. So that's there also. Yare dekho tare kaho Krishna updesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told us, every one of us, to give this knowledge to others, to give the share, and explain about Krishna. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna shiksha. You have to explain about Krishna in a way that people can understand and then serve Krishna. Okay. So, my Lord, I do not know when I commenced my material life, but I can certainly experience that I have fallen to the deep ocean of nations. Now I can also see that there is no other way to get out of it than to take shelter of your lotus feet. Tari bari na dekhe upay. Similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offers the following prayer. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja stita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. My dear Lord, son of Nanda Maharaj, I am your eternal servant. Somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of nations. Kindly therefore save me from this horrible condition of materialistic life. Kindly save me, Krishna, please save me. I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please save me, please save me. So this is the goal of life is only this, to take shelter of Krishna, go back home, back to Godhead. And everything else should support this goal. Everything that is doing is meant to. So Prabhupada says sometimes if this is the goal, then you do whatever it takes, to get to this goal. Okay, so the last verse of this chapter. My dear king, I have thus described how people generally act according to their different desires, and as a result get different types of bodies in higher or lower planets. You inquired of these things from me, and I have explained to you whatever I have heard from authorities. So according to our karma and our desires, we get different types of bodies. What shall I speak of now? So I have told everything what you wanted to hear about different planet. Now what shall I tell you? And that comes to the last chapter of the 5th canto, description of the hellish planets, which is below Rasatal or Patal. Patal is the last one. Atal, Vital, Sutal, then Talatal, Rasatal, Patal, like that. So below Patal is the hellish planets. So he's going to describe, fasten our seat belts. This is a description of the hellish planets. What you do, so for that, what kind of hell you get. Everywhere it's described. And there are hellish planets, like there are beneath the beneath the subterranean heavenly planets, there are hellish planets, so it's not imaginary. Okay, it will be difficult to read this, but yeah, all the different punishments that the living entities suffer, the hellish planets. So we have to pray to Krishna that Krishna, please. Of course, the devotee is not afraid. There's a Swarga Pavarga Narakeshva, Apitulyartha Darshina. But generally, we don't like to suffer. Like Kunti Devi says, give me more suffering. Of course, she is very Krishna conscious, pure devotee. But so we should have faith in devotees.
Devotee is afraid of forgetting Krishna. So like Prabhupada says, even if you place me to hell, please remind me to chant Hare Krishna. But if we forget Krishna or Hare Krishna, then that's where the problem starts.
But we'll read about the horrible punishments that Yamaraj gives in this planet. So it's very...
So we should be fearful of not committing these sins.
Okay, so does Mana really need so-called purification? Human versus animal and karmic responsibility. What is Ishtakoshti versus reading? Lot of questions Shital Prabhu is asking. Okay, so we'll stop here. We have 10 minutes, okay. So we can read about Prahlad Maharaj's teachings. So yesterday, we were reading that book also. We'll just read 7, 6. All the verses we can read. And maybe somebody can say something. So first verse, Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved and all the temporary like other bodies. It is meaningful because in human life, one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. Because if you do slight devotional service sincerely, you'll get taste, then you'll want to do more. And then you'll come and you'll probably do. But because until we are completely purified, we cannot go back. But it will give you complete perfection, means next life you may continue or something like that. Or that slight service will give you some taste and then you will do more service. And then it will take you to complete perfection. Okay. So, the next, anything on this verse? Any comments? So we'll take one verse and anybody like to say anything on this verse. So 3 qualities of human life are mentioned in this. They are?
Rare. It's temporary, but it's very valuable.
Yeah, rare, temporary and valuable. 3 qualities. While you have it, it's very valuable. Okay. Then the next verse. This human form of life affords one a chance to return home back to Godhead. Therefore, every living entity, especially in the human form of life, must engage in devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. This devotional service is natural because Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the most beloved, the master of the soul, and the well-wisher of all other living beings. Okay. Any comments on this verse? Okay.
So Krishna gives us so many chances. I mean, what I was saying was we missed the chance before. I mean, that's why we have come again. Every time we fail. Because something else becomes more important in our life than Krishna consciousness.
Yes,
so the only reason that we have gotten this human birth is so we develop our love for Krishna. There's no other reason. So that's why in previous verse he says, give up all other engagements.
Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam shranam. Okay, yeah.
And it is natural to love Krishna because he is our eternal beloved. He loves us.
Yes.
And it's a natural relationship, like a father, mother, and children. It's a natural relationship. He's our Pitama, Asya Jagato, Mata Dhata. He's our mother, he's our father.
Okay, so the next verse, Prahlad Maharaj is preaching to his classmates. This 5-year-old Prahlad. Prahlad Maharaj continued, my dear friends, born of demoniac families, the happiness perceived with reference to the sense objects by contact with the body can be obtained in any form of life according to one's past fruitive activities. Such happiness is automatically obtained without endeavor, just as we obtain distress. Okay, so according to your past karma, you will get a certain standard of life and everything. And so that happiness you will get even if you don't endeavor. Just as you don't endeavor for distress, and distress comes in your life. So according to your karma, there is a fixed amount of happiness and distress.
Yeah, and that in another verse he says that if you endeavor for happiness, that's where your condition of distress begins. Endeavoring for happiness means having desires and expectations, and that's where distress begins. So you should not run after happiness. It will come to you automatically based on your past karma.
Yeah. There was a nice thing. He said how wealthy you are. Let me play this. I put it in.
What is wealth?
It says, what is wealth? You might not have seen it, but let me share the screen with the video. I mean audio. It's a short clip.
What is prosperity? What does it actually mean to be rich? What we tell people is that the richest person is not the one who has the most. The richest person is the one who needs the least. And therefore one can have so many things, but if there is a vacuum in the heart, if there is a feeling of emptiness, if there is still a need to keep searching, keep looking, then we can in one sense say that person isn't actually wealthy.
It says wealth is the one who is wealthy, he needs the least. He says. Or he says if you have everything but you have a vacuum in the heart, then you are not wealthy. So one may have material wealth and everything, but if there is a vacuum in the heart, and if there is still hankering,
Or greed, like Vaman Dev says. Even if you possess the whole of the three worlds, you're still not satisfied. You want more. You're still poor then.
yes. Okay, and one last verse we'll read. And we'll continue. Endeavors merely for sense gratification or material happiness through economic development are not to be performed. Merely means only for sense gratification endeavors or material happiness through economic development are not to be performed, for they result only in a loss of time and energy. Tell this to all the people of this world, and they'll think we have gone crazy. Right? Everybody is doing endeavors for sense gratification or material happiness through economic development. And Prahlad Maharaj is saying they are not to be performed. For the result, it's a waste of time and energy with no actual profit. If one's endeavors are directed towards Krishna consciousness, one can surely attain the spiritual platform of self realization. So that same effort that we are doing for material sense gratification should be directed towards Krishna. Like Bilva Mangal Thakur was also told like that. If you had done so much effort in Krishna, then your life would have been perfect, as you did for attaining me. There is no such benefit from engaging oneself in economic development. Of course, there is some comforts and things like that, but ultimately it's all you are in the cycle of birth and death, and you may be very rich and very prosperous, and you have a lot of comforts. And next life, you may be a dog on the street without any comfort, or a chicken in the slaughterhouse, no comfort. You are cramped up in a cage. So this is all the time you made such a nice situation, but next life, in a few years, the whole situation changed, and then so what is the point? That's why Prahlad Maharaj is saying, what is the point in doing? Okay, you need some things. Okay, just be happy, satisfied with things that you have, and then endeavor for Krishna consciousness. And previously already said that, yeah, you'll get some standard of life, this thing, this, that. But don't worry, you will get food. Krishna will not make you go hungry. Food, shelter, clothing. So if one's endeavors are directed towards Krishna, one can surely work towards improving your consciousness. How to become a lover of God? How can I serve God? So work towards that. Don't put all your work, effort in this improving your economic situation. Because previously already said that what is destined to you will come. There is no such benefit from engaging oneself in it. But it seems like, if I don't work hard, then how will I will not get a job. And if in my job I don't work hard, I will get a promotion. If I don't get a promotion, then I will not get a bigger salary. Then if I don't get a bigger salary, then I will not get a bigger house. Like that. So that is there. But you may get bigger house and everything, but you may not feel happy. Many rich people also are depressed and commit suicide. Okay, so it's now going. It's 9 o'clock. We can read for 5 minutes more. Since we started 7:45. Therefore, while in material existence, bhavam ashritaha, a person fully competent to distinguish wrong from right, must endeavor to achieve the highest goal of life, as long as the body is stout and strong and is not embarrassed by dwindling. So while you have energy, you should not waste it to work like a cat or dog to develop your economic condition. But you should use that energy for self-realization. Because when some disease will come in the body, at that time there will be a lot of pain and difficulty to serve, to remember. Like Kulashekar Maharaj says, right? At the time of death, I don't know how the situation will be. Kantavarodhana vitau smaranam kutaste. How will I remember you? So while I have the opportunity, that's why already he has said it should start from early age. Prahlad Maharaj has already said this should begin. It's already late if you didn't start. So now don't make it, now don't procrastinate anymore. Now start. And Prabhupada says, if not earlier at the age of 50, you must. So, of course, 50 is considering you live 100 years, and you don't know, of course, nowadays how much time you live. So, it should start as soon as possible, because the body is declining. It's our time to leave this world is fixed. So, before time runs out, absorb your mind in Krishna. Develop some attraction for Krishna. Service like that. Then he says, every human being has a maximum duration of life of 100 years. But for one who cannot control his senses, half of those years are completely lost, because at night he sleeps 12 hours. So sometimes sleep is beyond our control, because tamogun. The effect of tamogun is that you sleep too much. So of course we may not sleep 12 hours, being covered by ignorance. But even if you sleep 8 hours, 1/3 of our life goes in sleeping. Where you cannot really do anything productive, right? Or you cannot really think of Krishna because you are out of control. Your mind is out of control once you sleep. Therefore, such a person has a lifetime of only 50 years. So he's out of 100, 50 years are left. Then, in the tender age of childhood, when everyone is bewildered, one passes 10 years. So, first 10 years of your life, you are bewildered, he says like that. Similarly, in boyhood, engaged in sporting and playing, one passes another 10 years. So, 50 plus 10 plus 10, 70 years gone, like that. Of course, it may not completely apply to our situation because we may say, I don't sleep 12 hours, but yeah, so he's considering 100 years. Our lifespan is also less. So we can do our analysis and say, okay, how much time goes in job, how much time goes in this. But of course, job can be bhakti if it is connected to Krishna. So that's there also. In this way, 20 years are wasted. Similarly, in old age, when one is an invalid, unable to perform even material activities, one passes another 20 years wastefully. So old age, 20 years gone. After 80, it's called downhill. So so 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 20. So 60, 70 and 20, 90. So 90 years have gone. So now 10 years are left. One whose minds and senses are uncontrolled becomes increasingly attached to family life. So in the 10 years, he becomes increasingly attached to family life because of insatiable lusty desires and very strong illusion. In such a madman's life, the remaining years are also wasted because even during those years, he cannot engage himself in devotional service. So he is saying that in 10 years that are remaining, you become attached to your family life, lusty desires, and in this way, time is running out. Such a madman's life. He is considered a madman because he has no time for anything else. Then, what person too attached to household life, due to being unable to control his senses, can liberate himself? So he thinks this, my family is everything, and they are going to save me. And it's a Griya Medi life, right? So, what person to attach to household life due to being unable to control his senses can liberate himself? So, without sense control, you cannot. So, by sense control is only possible when you engage completely in devotional service. The mind can, you can never trust the mind, right? They say, in a moment, the mind can take you. So, never like a wild animal. You always have to be vigilant. If you have captured a wild animal, if you are a little lax, then the wild animal will attack you and you'll be finished. So mind is like a wild animal. Any moment this animal can attack and take us. So we have to be engaged in bhakti like that. An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, wife, children, and other relatives. So it's not like should not have affection for the family, but you have to know that ultimately we are all spirit souls. It's like a drama. This soul has become my child, this soul has become my husband, this soul has become my wife, or my mother, my father, my brother. But it's like a drama. There is all the situations will change, and by karma, as Jada Bharat says, now you are my master and I am your servant. Next life can be reverse, right? So we can be in different situation next life. So don't think this is eternal situation and get attached to this eternal situation. But help each other as spirit souls, as part and parcel of Krishna, to develop Krishna consciousness in the family. The husband, the wife, Prabhupada says they should sit down, chant Hare Krishna morning and evening. They should read books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So like that. And then children should be raised in Krishna consciousness so that they don't have to enter another womb of another mother. So this is the program. So, but he forgets all this. He gives more importance to material enjoyment and material progress. So that's why. Money is so dear that one conceives of money as being sweeter than honey. Uh, because with money you can buy honey also and all the sense gratification. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? Only when you have a higher taste. And you need money, more and more money in household life, you need more. One person doesn't need so much, but now you have to fund the education of your children and so many things. So you need money, you have to save money, you need a bigger house, and you need a bigger car. Many people they are driving one small car, they need a van now because now there is children, they need some space and more parents will come, grandparents will come, and then you have to have bigger thing to transport them, to take around, to go on a vacation, you need all these things. You have to take children on vacation to Disney World, right? Because they like to see all these things because other children talk about it in the school. So they feel like, oh, we have not been given this opportunity. Then you want to give, then you need money to go there and you have to spend your time and all these things. So everything it comes. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? Thieves, like Jayadvaita Maharaj was saying, that how much money is children up to 18 years? It's like some thousands of dollars, and then college education and all these things, which is all good if your child is becoming a devotee of Krishna. That's good, but then you have to work for it also. So you can't retire because at 50 you don't have enough money and like that, and then you have to keep working. So thieves, professional servants, but if you're doing for Krishna, then there is no retirement. It's also devotional service to Krishna. Thieves, professional servants, and merchants try to acquire money even by risking their very dear lives. Yeah, so to get money somehow or other, you know, you have to. I mean, people take up jobs like being in the army because they get so many perks and they're willing to sacrifice their life to fight for the nation, die for the nation. Also, sometimes they have Desh Bhakti also. We can't say that. But sometimes they are in need of money, so they join the army. They do these jobs like mining. Mining means going deep down inside the earth. Why? Because they need money. If they had money, would they have taken up a job like mining? No. So sometimes it is out of necessity that you have to take up. And sometimes they for more money. Here it says merchants try to acquire money even by risking their very dear lives. Like many people will take jobs in war zone, right? Where Afghanistan, like that, there are many contractors and they will go there to make money for their family. And there is any time their bomb blast can happen and things can. But so if we don't have that situation, we should be grateful to Krishna. We can chant Hare Krishna and make use of this life because karma can put you in any situation. Any situation you can go into, karma can put you into it. They don't like to be in that situation, but what to do? So we should be grateful to Krishna and so like that. Okay, so now we'll stop here. This is a big verse. Okay, so we'll continue this prayers and this is teachings and then there is prayers. Okay, where did it go? Anyway, I'll bookmark that. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.